Is hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. And a look here now at their fourth-year quarterback.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing one interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it. But the team found a way to win. He found a way to lean on other parts of the offense that carried them through.
This 2nd and 4. And now the 49ers signal for a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 2nd down and 4. On the ground, it's the rookie from Texas Tech. They find some open field here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Parker. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation. And here, Charles, is a look at the inactive, some of the guys that are out today due to injury.
Yeah, and this is where the preseason work comes into play for some of those backups. It's not just them getting some experience on the field, but preparing each week in practice as if they were going to play. And when you have guys like that on your team, you've got a chance for success when the injury bug hits.
He gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at a 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted. And the 49ers are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, that is a quick lesson on how difficult this defense is to throw against an interception on their initial drive of the ballgame.
Now we know why their offensive staff spent the entire week awake trying to prepare for this one, because you can't totally shy away from throwing the football, but at the same time, you're looking at them and going, where are the weaknesses? How are we going to move it?
One of the top defenses in the NFL for a reason. We just saw one example right there. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by a guy who has a couple years under his belt in the NFL, their third-year quarterback.
I know teams always talk about having a 24-hour rule after a game, and eventually we end up rolling our eyes. But it works both ways, right? 24 hours if you win, 24 if you lose. But, boy, it's a fun 24 when you win the game. And you win NFC Offensive Player of the Week, isn't it?
Absolutely. First run now for Kyron Williams. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Well, this defense for the Rams, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And now prior to this 3rd and 1, we're going to get a timeout here. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. The Niners at 3-6 now on the year. They were winners the last time out, so they'll be looking here to make it 2 in a row.
And when you and I watched tape preparing for this, what we saw was a team that competed hard, and they played well in all 3 phases of the game. And I think if they can carry that over to this week, they've got a really good chance to emerge victorious yet again.
You talk about this Rams defense. They're a unit that struggled some against the run, no doubt, coming in 25th out of 32 teams.
And this group talks all the time about wanting to be better, getting stronger against the run. And to me, it all starts up front. You've got to win the line of scrimmage in order to play against the run very well. Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. And he couldn't get it to check off. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. Remember last time out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense, how do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively.
Now Young. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
A gain of 19 yards. And the Rams.
Young off the play fake. And he'll get it right back to Washington. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45.
11 more yards. That's another Rams.
They'll run on first down. It's Parker. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. They'll keep it on the ground. Parker. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Max Crosby blowing up the play and getting the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So on fourth down, out is Ryan Rico to punt. Deep to return is Calvin Austin. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The Niners offense led by their running back headed out for the second possession. And they've used him quite a bit in the passing game as you take a look at the NFL leaders in receiving yards by a running back, and he's right there in the mix. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up second and 3.
Now the first carry for their fullback. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 1.
Throwing here is May. He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And the 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd and 4. They'll throw with May. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's May. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a 49ers first down by about a yard. It's a gain of 5 on 3rd and 4.
And the 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
They go back to the ground with Williams. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming. They give it to Williams, running right. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
At the 32-yard line.
Up the middle, it's Williams. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. Robert Spillane, the linebacker, there on the tackle. 2nd and 10.
33-yard line.
To the air, May. He finds his man, complete. It's Reed. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. He'll try to pick it up himself. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Certainly not a positive sign if you're the D coordinator and you see your guys give up that space so early in the game. 3rd down, that's when the clamps are supposed to come out. But his ability to create things with his legs makes things difficult.
And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
To throw, it's May. And he's got it. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
A gain of 3 yards. And the 49er first down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
They'll try and power it home here with a fullback Johnson. And across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. It's the fullback. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Niners post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. And what a drive that was. 16 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. The 49ers ready to kick it away. And here we go. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line. The Rams ready to go on offense. And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
Draw play, Elliott. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. It's Young off play action. And he is caught. And he works through. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Young. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. These two teams, remember, met in Inglewood earlier in the year with the Rams coming out on top. So a win here in Santa Clara would give them the season series. Out of the gun, it's Young. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But it looked like a Rams player was able to get his hands on it, yes. So they will hold on to the football indeed.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Young. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So instead of giving them another 3rd down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Niners to take over on offense. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. They begin the drive with Williams. And he'll run straight into a wall of tacklers at the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd down. The rush defense stout on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
At the 20-yard line.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. A gain of 10 and a 49er 1st down.
And the 49er 1st down. 1st and 10.
Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And all the way down to the 24-yard line. A big play there for the Niners. 46 yards.
49er 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now Williams running left. And he's going to get this one down inside the 15. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches.
Riley Moss on the tackle. 10 yards on the pickup.
On the zone read, here's Henderson with it. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 3 yards. That's another 49er 1st down.
From the gun, it's a run for Williams. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the 12-yard line.
Here's May. A quick throw, but incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They're going to throw. May. Open man is born. And he'll be tackled right on the 10, well short of the first down. 2 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that one on target, and it adds to this first half lead.
And maybe we're too early to worry too much about 1-score lead, 2-score lead, etc. But this is where you kind of start banking those points that come in helpful later on.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. Nothing for them yet from an offensive standpoint, down 10-zip as they come up 1st and 10. To the right side and complete to Washington. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 1:58 left to play till we hit halftime. Now here's Young. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Young. That is caught. It's Williams. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A gain of 12 yards. And the Rams. They'll throw again. Young. To the right side, he's got Parker. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. Young down. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts to throw. Young. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Picked off by Jahdae Barron. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
San Francisco's offense returns to the field. And now following that turnover, they've got an opportunity here to try to cash in with good field position before intermission. From the shotgun, May with it. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw here. Over the middle, and that's to Taylor, the tight end. Here's a 2nd and 5.
To number 85, Mason Taylor. It's a gain of 5.
They'll set up the throw. Screen play set up for Williams. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Final play of the half, Young. He's airing it out for Williams. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So halftime here out west, let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Scott Hansen and our great crew here in the Orlando studios set for an abridged version of the halftime report. This game, to this point, a little slow to begin with, but in the second quarter, the offenses started finding their way. We hope we're set for a great second half, so let's get back out to the stadium and rejoin our broadcast team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Scott, thank you very much. We are ready to get started here with the second half. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. Looking to put a drive together. He'll look to Williams to begin things. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
Brings up second and 12 at the 27-yard line.
Throwing here is May. Finding Bourne here over the middle. Here's third and 9.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 10.
They'll throw with May. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 32-yard line. Now a give up the middle to Williams. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Oh, this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
It's a loss of 2.
The 22 is the line to gain here on third down. They'll look to throw here. A throw off his back foot there. That's going to wind up incomplete. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaking up on that last play. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now the attention turns back to the Rams offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
On play action, Young. Washington's got it. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
It's a gain of 14 yards. That's another
A first down carry by Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. He'll lose a yard there, and it's second and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Young working out of the gun. Now a short pass pulled in by Washington. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Here's Young. And he's got Ezekiel Elliott. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on to kick it away. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on the lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
And his bid for the 1st down coming up short as he's tackled at the 25. So they decline the holding penalty and will take the down instead as that leads us to 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. And the LA offense ready for this next possession. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. This one into the hands of Metcalf. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Throwing, Young. That's going to be caught by Samuel.
It's a gain of 8. And the Rams, 1st down.
They go play action. Young. Now it's, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
This has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
2nd and 10 here as we roll along in quarter number 3 from Santa Clara. Up the middle they go. Parker. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
He was brought down by Sidney Brown. It's a gain of a yard.
Young to throw it. And he is caught. And he's finally taken down, but not before he reaches the 14.
It's a pickup of 44 yards. That's good for our Rams. 1st down.
Now Young. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. DK Metcalf. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams get a bit closer. So that, Charles, their first score of the ball game, obviously, coming here in the 3rd quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them to build on. Now they know that they can actually score against that defense.
And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a 1-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a 1-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Called it the 26. San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Still enjoying the lead here in the third quarter despite their defense giving up that last touchdown. Now they'll see if they can get the equalizer here on this drive. They'll get a yard, that's all, as they get him down at the 28.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Play clock down to 2, and we get a signal and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Now 2nd and 9. Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
3rd and 5.
To the air, May. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Their own 26-yard line.
It's Young off play action. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Parker. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. Now here's Young. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So they decline the hold, and that's going to lead to a 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. On the return, Austin. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And the Niners are going on offense, 1st and 10. San Francisco's offense returns to the field. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Williams going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who is shaken up. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They run it again with Williams. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 44-yard line.
From the gun, it's May. That's Bourne. Got it on the slant. Now 3rd down and 7.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it 3rd and 7.
Looking to throw. May. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 33. That good for 19 yards as they pick up the conversion on 3rd.
1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
And a hard-earned yard there as he ran through one would-be tackler. It's second down.
Brings up second and 8.
Williams going to get it again on second down. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on third. Here's May. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7.
5 yards on the play. That's another 49er first down.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Kyron Williams taking it in from 7 yards away. And the 49ers are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this fourth quarter lead. Now the try here for the point after. And the lead is up to 15 now. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was capped off by the Kyron Williams touchdown run. The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Rams offense and Bryce Young headed back onto the field. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long. Young. Open man is Samuel, complete. Got it here at the 29 on second and 8.
2 yards on the pickup. It's second and 8.
Young to throw it. And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in. Young. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Rams first down. A gain of 13 yards.
Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure they only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one to even matter.
And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Here's Young from the shotgun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. It's desperation time. Young on fourth down. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on fourth.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. Here's a give to the fullback. That's Johnson. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Deontay Banks there on the stop. Fourth quarter, holding on to a lead. Fullback carry, 3 or 4 yards. I guess that's what you're looking for.
And it just brings back memories for me because I remember my coaches in this situation. I remember one time my head coach into his headset telling the offensive coordinator, I want the big boy carrying the ball. And that's what you have in this spot. Him covering up on the ball, taking care of it, and grinding out yardage.
From the gun on third down is May. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's fourth down.
Sets up fourth down.
They'll try and throw for it with May. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. Looking to put a drive together. Now Young. He'll find Metcalf. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
Out of bounds at the 36-yard line. A 6-yard pickup. Brings up second.
Up the middle they go. Parker. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
On play action, Young. And that's caught inside the 30. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
It's a gain of 32 yards. That's another Rams first down.
Out of the gun, it's Elliott. He'll take it inside the 25. And they'll come up second and 7.
It's a pickup of 3.
To throw, Young. Now, quick throw there is incomplete.
Had an open man that time and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Young will set to throw. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on fourth down, this is a big call. Well, they got the ball already. They're not going to risk the yardage and running another fourth down. They decline it.
And what was that they taught you in law school, that possession is 9/10 of the law?
I didn't go to law school.
Oh, you didn't? I thought you did. Well, I'm going to give that to you anyway. Possession is 9/10 of the law, and it's 9/10 of this game, too. Having the football counts.
You're so litigious. May going to give it to Henderson. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Once again, it's Henderson. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. Second and 10. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Again, it's Henderson. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
On first down, it's Henderson. And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. And we'll see if the defense wants to stop it as they take the knee. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it. So the victory here for San Francisco. And we talked so much about the turnover battle determining who wins and who loses. This game, no exception. They didn't turn the ball over at all, and they go on to victory.
They look like a smooth operation in this one, didn't they? Because you look at every facet of the game, they handled their business. Offense.
Ball teed up. Brandon Aubrey out for the kick. And here we go on Monday Night Primetime. Gamble now on the return. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
All J.J. has ever done in his career, no matter where he's been, is win. And there is something to that. I know at times it's hard.
Defense is there, and he's going down. For the moment, we've got a sack. We do, though, have a flag to sort out first before we can lock that in. All right, this is a little bit odd. I think in most spots we'd expect to see them decline the call, take the lost yards and down.
All I can think of here is they've got some extreme confidence, maybe hubris in their defense to make a similar type of play, but just tack on even more negative yards lost.
And he has it all the way inside the opposing 40.
I'll pick up the 44 yards on the play.
Davis motioning left.
First down.
Going to the ground again on first. And he's going to have this one down to the 28. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that is the Dolphins' first down.
A gain of 11 on the play. First down, Miami.
Shotgun snap. It's a give to Hunt. And they're going to be humbled here on first down. Going to wind up losing yards on this play.
Hey, it's not a sack, but these edge players love chasing down runs for negative plays and tackles for loss.
Offense to the line for second down. From the pistol, Smith. He's pushed straight ahead, and that's maybe a yard at most. Brought to a halt by Brian Cook. Well, as we see the names populating this injury report, partner, we recognize they've had to do some adjusting over the course of the season as key contributors have gone down.
And this, right here, this is where fan favorites and surprise superstars are born, Kate. From guys having to step in as a result of these injuries. You never root for players to miss time to go down, but you always root for the guys filling in, who are getting their shot to make their name and contribute when it really matters.
A 51-yard attempt.
And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
I'm going to call that one a little tester, Kate. Kind of like a 5 to 8 foot putt. You really hope to make all of them, but you know, over the course of the season, you won't. In that case, one went right through.
And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. So now we'll get a look at the other offense as the Chargers take the field. They're led out by one of the faces of this sport, Brock, a one-of-one quarterback who graduated from humble beginnings at Wyoming. It's Josh Allen.
Even he mentioned it to us. There hasn't been much celebrated for him since last week. All the guys were taking in the win and enjoying some time to relax. He was reviewing what went wrong in that game. An interception, not finding the end zone. That's not the type of impact that usually finds you a win, and he knows he's got to do more for his team.
Only took him one play, Brock, and they have already made it to the 40-yard line. On first down, Allen. Pass complete, 2-2 Atwell. He gets through for a 7-yard gain. Tackle made at the 47.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Handoff on 2nd and short. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
An offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to first down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight was giving them a chance to start things out. 3rd and short.
That goes for a gain of just 1. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now Allen off the play action. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Trying to connect with Tyreek Hill there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Allen on the play action. Flushed out of the pocket. He tucks it and takes off. And out of bounds right at the 40-yard line. Battle coming up on 3rd and inches. Oh, and they're going to have the fullback try and power for it. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
It's a gain of a yard. That's another Charger.
Fresh set of downs now from the 39.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Allen now on first down. It's a big strike to Hill. Mike McDaniel jawing at the officials, and while he does so, he's going to throw the challenge flag too. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You've got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
No luck, even on a second look. Mike McDaniel loses that challenge. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 at the Dolphins' 20-yard line.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. Complete, it's Atwell. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
It's a gain of
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Miami calls a timeout here. It's 2nd. And after burning a couple early, they're down to 1 to work with now. Dolphins bring out a 5th defensive back on 3rd. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. It's caught by Wilson. And he is well clear of that marker. That effort's going to set them up with a 1st and goal.
It's a gain of 8. And the Chargers, first down. 1st and goal at the 40-yard line.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
Allen to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this one. Smart move there. When you saw the field, it's going to be 2nd down.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Allen going to throw again. And this is going to be good for a Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers finish off their opening drive. Well, this coaching staff has got to be a happy partner. A calm and calculated opening drive. Really impressed with the score, how they controlled the football, and they played at their own pace.
Yeah, it's one of those drives that just pays dividends. I know it's the opening drive, but you're just taking some of the starch out of that defense and putting some doubt in their mind. Like, man, they just methodically shoved it right down our throat.
Aubrey good on the point after. And the Chargers one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. recovery now to kick this one away. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. So Miami headed out for its second drive of the game. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And nice work by the defense to start this drive out. It's a sack on the first play.
When they were in their defensive meetings this week, that's exactly how you draw it up. Play sound zone defense. Give that quarterback nowhere to go, and let that pass rush get home.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop it. They managed 22 on the rip and a 1st down.
2 yards. 1st down, Dolphins.
Those unsung heroes, those big guys up front on the O-line, well, let's give them a little love right here, Kate. They don't always get the attention they deserve on a broadcast, but let me tell you, they played a huge role in that big old run.
All right, trying things up the gut. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Christian Benford up to make that stop. Need a better result than that last run. It's 2nd and 8.
At the 43-yard line.
Drawing up the design keeper. Nothing doing on 2nd. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be 3rd and longer.
He was taken down by Grant Delphin. It's a loss of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's going to loft this deep down the left sideline. And they really went for it on 3rd down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing 4th down.
An early deficit means you lose the runway to slowly get your offense up to speed. This offense got to get going. That incompletion won't help.
And a fair catch made here at the 17. The Chargers and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Play action now. Allen gets it to his man, Mike Gesicki. And he's taken down just a couple yards shy of the 40. Big gainer here as he picks up 20. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
No doubt they'll take a repeat of how this game began, Brock, and that play has them on their way towards it.
Scripting for success. They'll keep pressing the advantage, too, until some resistance has got to finally appear.
And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Hits him on the out route. And he goes out close to that 45-yard line. Dolphins going to counter with a dime package here. 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and 5.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. That's caught for the 1st. And he's down to almost... Oh, no, they're actually going to give him the 30 here. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28. So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
That's going to do it for our first quarter here on Monday Night Primetime. The Chargers have an early lead. We're back to SoFi right after this. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. And Allen will hold on to this. The stop is made, but not until he reaches that 17-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's going to be good for an LA 1st down.
1st down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And that carry only nets one on the plunge up the gut.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Dumps it off to his running back. And he won't have any room after that quick pass. Well covered by the defense. That play loses yards.
A 2-yard loss on the play.
The Dolphins choosing to spend their final time out here. And we'll see how this plays out the rest of this half with none remaining. Extra DB out there for the Finns. Third down. Third and long. They're going to throw. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much. He got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a first and goal.
First and goal at the 7-yard line.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Well, so much for finishing things on the ground, huh? He is stopped at the line. They're going to have to regroup now on second and goal. Line of scrimmage once again, that 7-yard line as they get set, second and goal.
At the 7-yard line.
Oh, it's a push with the tight end. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. Call it 5 yards on that play. He gets him to the 2, third and goal. Operating from the gun, it's Allen. That one connects. And he runs out of room before he can get to that marker. So now we're going to see what they decide to do, Brock, on this 4th and 1. They'll go, Allen. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers now lead by 10. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chargers drive their lead to 11.
14. Dolphins 3.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Gamble now on the return. And he's brought down just inside the 25. The Dolphins and Brashard Smith making their return to the field. And he has run roughshod over them in this opening half. Pretty sure this is the exact kind of start that he was hoping to have here. Dolphins just about set up here. First and 10. Play action, McCarthy. He's going to try to drop it in deep right. And they took their shots, but unsuccessful on that first down throw. Swatted away by the defense. On the 24 once again. It's second and 10. From the shotgun, McCarthy. And he doesn't see a window he likes, so he just got rid of that one. It brings up third down. Tight end in motion right. McCarthy throwing on third down. And even on third down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be fourth down. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. Goes for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 34-yard line. Jim Harbaugh getting his Charger offense out there for another drive. They have played lights out on offense. Scored their first 2 times out, Brock. A chance to go 3 for 3 and grow that lead here. Throwing now on first down. Allen has him on the quick hitter. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line.
It's a gain of 8. brings up 2nd and 2.
Oh, love this. He gets another one. Keep feeding that fullback, baby. And he's going to be brought down in enemy territory now at the 46.
And the
They
Chargers.
gain 11 on that play. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
At the 46-yard line.
Here's the handoff. And a great play is brought to an end as this one reaches the 35-yard line.
Chargers.
Offense is set. First and 10.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They give it to him again. And no repeat success of that last run as he only is able to get back to the line on this play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Wilson on the slant. And they bring him down. It looks like he got it to the 27.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
Allen on 3rd and 2. That's the line, he's going to run for it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
7-yard gain. That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And he'll come up with a gain of 3 on the run up the middle.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
The give here on 2nd. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
12 yards. And the Chargers first down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. So some defensive initiative in that goal to go, Brock. They take him down behind the line. 2nd and goal coming up.
Loss of 2.
That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
They'll try and punch it in. And they make a stop at the last minute. It's a gain down to the 1. Only need to fall forward 1 more yard. Here's 3rd and goal.
Brings up 3rd and goal.
Allen setting up play action. The left side, and Gesicki has it. And that is a Los Angeles touchdown. The Chargers making a 3-possession game. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
For the point after, here's Aubrey. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers push their lead to 18.
Chargers 21. Dolphins 3.
Aubrey now to kick this one away. Here's a return from the 7. And decent run back is going to end as they bring him down inside the 30. The Dolphins sending their offense back out there. Their last drive didn't make it very far before they had to punt it away, partner. So hopefully this one has some better legs to it. Offense to the line. They're going to have trips right to start out. On 1st down, they'll run. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
That is simply a stay-on-schedule kind of run. Nothing more, nothing less, just right on schedule.
2nd and 5.
Back to the well again. And 2 yards is all he's going to get before he's caught. From the secondary, Grant Delpit on the tackle. 3rd and 2, Brock, as we have reached our 2-minute warning. More on Monday Night Prime Time in just a moment. 3rd and just 2 to go. Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Timeout call by the Chargers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
7 yards.
Johnny Hecker on that a punt. They could really use a good one here. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. Fair catch called for, and he's got it right near the 30-yard line. The Charger offense making its way to the field. And eventually, Brock, one of their drives is going to fail to reach that end zone. But through 3 possessions so far, they have been perfect.
Yeah, and in order for that to happen, somebody somewhere on this defense has got to rise to the occasion.
This drive is going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Short pass brought in. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
A gain of 6. And the Chargers first down.
Looking from the gun, it's Allen. Complete, it's Atwell. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Completed over the middle. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. LA uses a timeout here. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. From the 40-yard line now. This is 1st and 10. Again, Allen to the air. Connecting on the slant. He did well on that play, but might have had some early help. We've got a flag down. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. To throw again, it's Allen. Hits him on the in route. And he's going to be drugged down, looks like at that 37-yard line.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
Throwing the out route complete. And he's brought down, and a penalty flag out on the play as well. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And just before halftime, Brock, they're able to add 3 to their advantage.
We know that most of these coaches really don't crack that big smile until they get that W with 60 minutes over, but I see a little sly smile on that coach's face because that's terrific execution. You work those situations to pay them off with points. They did just that.
Final throw before the break. He's trying to lay this one in deep down the right side. This final shot of the half will not connect. That falls incomplete. No time remaining in our first half.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
Thank you, Scott. Great work there. We, on the other hand, didn't have a great first half. Just hoping things get a little bit closer this time around as we get set for quarter number 3. Returning it from the 4. He dodged the tackle. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Chargers returning their offense and this running back to the field. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. LA bringing the offense to the line. Here's 1st and 10. Rolling back, gets the handoff. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43.
And the Chargers.
What a jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
First down, and they go right back to it. Cobbled together a yard there. Brought down by Jahan Campbell.
On the stop. A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and
Allen to throw. Well, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. And the Dolphins will take over as he reports his first interception of our season. They worked hard to have the halftime lead, Brock, but now that defense working hard to take it away.
Not wasting any time, are they? You know, they love to say about baseball, Kate, baseball's a game of adjustments. So is the NFL, and especially in the second half. You have all that data from the first half. You want to take it all in, and defensively you want to adjust exactly what they did to take the ball away there to begin the second.
The Dolphins in pretty good field position here as they come up 1st and 10. Drive play straight ahead. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
His goal is pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward, and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
Run loss of a yard to begin the drive. Here comes 2nd and 11. From the shotgun, McCarthy into traffic, complete. And he reaches midfield and starts driving into Chargers territory. Air it out on 3rd. And they can't connect on the 3rd down. Deep shot. Love the courage they had to try it. But it's incomplete, and now we've got 4th down. And he's from the tight end over. They snap it to McCarthy. This interception is also dropped, but they're still going to take possession as the incomplete pass forces a turnover on downs here.
It's a turnover on downs.
So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. First play of the drive lost a yard. Need to get it back and some change here. 2nd down.
At their 48-yard line.
From the shotgun, it's Allen. Got his target, it's Baker. And they don't get any help on this 2nd down, Brock. He is out right along the line, so no gain.
Out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage.
Allen on 3rd down. It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. He can't hang on to the pass. And now they're staring at 4th and long.
In punt formation.
The punt's away, and this one looking good. Angled this one for the sideline. This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. The Dolphins offense ready to go as they take the field. They're coming off a 4th down try that didn't work in their favor. Let's see how that might affect the approach they take this time out. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. On it, and he nearly picked it. So couldn't hang on in the end. The offense got lucky on a risky throw there. It's 2nd down.
He was covered by Jamin Davis.
Here's a give to Hunt. Escapes a defender. He'll be brought down just as he gets it up to the 24. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
24-yard line. A gain of 15. And the Dolphin 1st down.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10. They send a receiver in motion right. Blown back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he'll knife his way through for a pick of a 4.
A humble 5-6-yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Back-to-back carries here. They're working a couple of yards past the line. That was Montez Sweat who took him down.
He's brought down at the 30.
To the line. Here's 3rd and 3.
And it's 3rd down.
Now with the play clock running down, Mike McDaniel signals for a timeout, as that'll leave him with just 2 to use the rest of the way. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. McCarthy operating from the pistol. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. So 20 yards on that play. And it's going to be 1st down Miami.
1st down Miami.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
inside. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
Got to be rush hour, Kate, because there's a whole lot of traffic up the middle right there. He ran right into some gridlock, and he could only manage a few yards at most.
Another carry for him. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. A gain of 4.
Going on third, McCarthy.
Down.
Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
It has been a tough slog for them to keep up at any point in this game. And failing to convert on that third down, yet another symptom of the overall illness of the day.
Man in motion, out of the slot. McCarthy throwing on fourth down. He's making a bid for it. That is a clutch 7-yard pickup, partner. Pays off the call to go for it there on fourth down.
First down.
They've got first down here from the 36. Trying the right side. Good hit on the grounds here. That's going to be a 9-yard pickup as it's second down. After a quality effort on the last play, just really need to fall forward here to pick up that first down. Hunt trying things up the gut. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. He only finds a window for 2, but that's still enough for a first down.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No third down required now.
And some solid running here as he gets him 8 yards. They're into the red zone.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet. But let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into first and goal. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. They've got 3 tight ends on this first and goal, thinking run or play action. McCarthy looking to throw. Pressure's there, and the Chargers got him. And it's step 1 towards the goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. Second and goal coming up.
And right there's the danger, Kate, when you put the ball in the air. How many times do we see these coordinators, when you get a nice run, right, you gain some steam on the ground, you stick with the ground game. They don't, they call the pass, and the defense reacts, and reacts well with a sack.
Bails out of the pocket quick. And he's going to be marked down a yard shy of that marker. They need a touchdown here as they line up for third and goal. McCarthy on the sneak. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Dolphins shrinking the lead some in the third. J.J. McCarthy the touchdown on a quarterback sneak to the end zone. All right, Brock, wondering your thought here, because to me it felt like they already had a play picked out to go for it on fourth down if that sneak hadn't worked. Do you agree? And wow, Brock, this one is no good. He has been automatic so far this season, but for the first time here, he whiffs on that extra point. Reed now to kick this one away. Here's Smith on the return. And this drive will start inside the 25. Following the kick return, we've got somebody shaken up, so we're going to get a stoppage here as he's attended to. Chargers getting set. First and 10. Love this. He gets another one. Keep feeding that ball back, baby. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there. We'll get an injury stoppage. That's one of the Chargers who's pretty shaken up and being tended to. Following that little 2-yard run, it's 2nd and 8. Back to throw now, Allen. He's going to get this one out quickly to Hill. And the defense waiting for him at the line, and he goes down.
It's now 3rd and 8.
All right, we've reached the final quarter of Monday Night Primetime. It's the Chargers with the football and a comfortable lead as they try to finish off this win. Third down here, need 8 on the play. Third and long for him here. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. That's one he knows he should have had. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long. The Chargers lined up in punt formation. It'll be A.J. Cole doing the honors. And he can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. The Dolphins and Brashard Smith making their return to the field. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense more good numbers well into this second half. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he sneaks this through the middle, maybe a gain of 2.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
They give it to him again. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. Can't smooth the chains here on 3rd and 4.
A 3-yard gain on the play.
On the shotgun, McCarthy. It's incomplete. Should have been a catch downfield, but off his hands and to the ground it goes. So out now comes the punter. Johnny Hecker, the one to send it away. It's a nice running on that return. He gets it up past the 35. The Chargers and quarterback Josh Allen ready to get back to work now on offense. And like we've seen from him before, Brock, he got a good game going early through the air and kept the pressure up from then on. He's still taking it to him now as we work through this second half. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Here's the one back on the handoff. And he takes it ahead for about 4 yards. It's 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
To the air on 3rd and long. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up. Their punter making his way out now. And he'll try to hit this one well. And the fair catch secured here at the 16. Miami set to take over once again on offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. Play action, McCarthy. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. And now it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
From the pistol, Smith. Well, even a great game is going to have its lesser moments. You can't get anything out of that carry. Stop for no gain.
Made it all look so simple, didn't he? That linebacker sorting right through the traffic, finding a runner. That's instincts come to life.
McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that brings up 4th and long. Punting unit out now. And this is going to be his 4th effort tonight. And he's going to call for the fair catch here at the 38-yard line. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers. They're up by 2 scores, Brock, but we've got some time left, so they still need to mount a drive here. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. The give to the fullback. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
At the 41. 1-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 9.
Now Allen. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out. Dolphins bring out a fifth defensive back on third.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Operating from the gun, it's Allen. He has the first over the middle, and he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
And the Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Football's on the 48. Here we go, first down. They'll run here from the gun. Good defensive effort here, drives them back across midfield onto their own side.
You know, that's so hard for me, Kate. That's the type of effort that deserves better when it comes to the results. It's going to show up as a negative run on the stat sheet, but that was not the runner's fault. He did all he could to fight to get back to the line, but this defense just kept swarming.
All right, here we go, second down. There's a dive up the middle. We call it 1, maybe 2 yards at the end, Brock. It's third down.
Well, Kate, that's a quick hitter to the big guy, and that's what you normally expect to see out of it. Not a huge gain, just picking up a little bit before they stall him out.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. Lofts it deep right side. That one's cut at the 10-yard line. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
And the Chargers, first down. 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Look at the touch he put on that throw down the field. That was a masterpiece, and he was the artist behind it, laying it in the perfect spot to create the big play.
And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. Second chance at 6 here. It's 2nd and goal.
Brings up 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
Oh, fullback's got it. Look at the power. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1.
Short of the goal line.
Just a couple on that play. It's going to be 3rd and goal.
3rd and goal.
On the sneak, it's Allen. They sent him right up the gut, but he wasn't able to get anywhere. The defense braced for impact, and they made the stop. It's 4th down.
4th and goal.
A tie in baseball, Kate, well, we know it goes to the runner. A tie at the line of scrimmage on a sneak, well, in this case, it goes to the defense.
On 4th down, Allen. And a completion not in the cards on that 4th and goal. They passed on 3 points, and they'll wind up with none. So this one will not get it done. They're going to turn this over on downs. The Miami offense headed out there now. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. I'll go with Hunt on the run. And he's not going to escape. They cannot get the push they needed. That's going to be a safety. Well, an assist to their punter on that one, Brock.
I'm glad you said that, Kate. Absolutely right.
Because it was that kick that set up the chance for that immediate safety.
How many times do we sit with coaches over the course of the week and we hear it all the time? Mirroring that defense and special teams, defense and special teams. It could be game changers. And you don't know that play in any NFL game that could turn the tide. Well, we got to see the defense and the special teams marry together, and now we'll get to watch the offense take possession.
And he's going to bring it up to the 40-yard line before he stops. It appears all that prep work and studying that you quarterbacks love to do in the build-up to the game, Brock, it has certainly paid off. This guy has picked apart this defense much of the contest.
This is one of those games you appreciate. There's going to be peaks, there's going to be valleys, there's going to be mountaintops. Just like pitchers don't have all their stuff every time out, well, when you do and you're electric, it's sure fun to play.
He was tackled at the 46-yard line. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll run now on 2nd down. And they'll still have some work to do now on 3rd down as he only manages to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A gain of a yard on the play brings up 3rd and 4.
Working from the gun, it's Allen. This finds its target, that's Hill. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
1st down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
That is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
He is down at the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. So first and 10 now from the 30.
First down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Playing favorites with the fullback here. Only able to get back to the line on that first down play, so no gain.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Chargers ready to pick up their 8th win of the season. First down run netted them nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Going right back to the fullback. Next play. Now that's not what the offense styled out. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be 3rd down.
Kate, those hybrid guys in the middle, some are linebackers, some are safeties, but they normally share one common trait that we just saw come to life. They love to hit.
He's going to dump this one off to the fullback. Complete. Before he can find any yards, he finds that sideline instead. That's going to bring up 4th down.
It's 4th down.
Aubrey puts it through, and that extends the lead to 20.
Get another shot across the bow of a ship that's already sinking here, Kate. He could have made that field goal. Heck, he could have turned around and kicked it directly at his coach because it feels like they've got this one in hand.
Gamble now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. Offense returning to the field now for the Dolphins. And this a final opportunity to make things a little closer in that final score. Here's McCarthy on 1st and 10. Brought in, it's his back, Rashawn Smith. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being blocked down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Trying to push deep downfield. And he swats that deep shot away, but he better not celebrate just yet. Looks like his contact drew a flag. They may still get this yardage. And it's as we expected, partner. We call pass interference, so put it at the spot and give him that 1st down. Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. And this finds him in the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins get it back to within 2 possessions. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. It's plays like this that make him so well regarded across this league, Brock.
Yeah, such just a difference-making receiver, Kate. You expect him to be the target down here. You did, I did, the defenders did. But what makes him a star is even when people know his number's being called, he still finds a way to deliver.
That's up and through for the point after. And the Dolphins drop the lead back to 13. And this kick is covered by the Chargers, and that should sock this game away. Well, even with that kick, wasn't much chance of pulling off the late comeback, and now that they've failed to recover, partner, I think we can take the fork out and you know where to put it.
Yeah, they went out, swing it. They did everything that they could do, but it just shows you in the NFL, premium for possessions. And when you stall out early and you dig yourself this kind of hole, awfully hard to come back and win.
Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. This is a design run for Allen. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd down now. So the Chargers come away with a win in this one. And they're able to run this winning streak to 3 as they have really caught fire recently. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Chargers as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.